Hey everybody, it's Alexia from amysticspath, back with another video for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Now this video, I wanted to take the time and cover Mercury Retrograde, which went retrograde yesterday in the sign of Pisces. Now I want to take the time to talk about this because Mercury rules our logic and our thinking, ideas, how we see things, technology, communication. So we are going to see some breakdowns in technology. Our phones, our computers might not be working properly. Please make sure you back those up and save the files that you need. You may see some issues with communication breakdown and messages come through. Some messages coming through might be put on hold. Okay, this is all things that Mercury represents and kind of disturbs when going retrograde. And Mercury is going retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and this is taking place from yesterday the 16th all the way until March 9th. And we're looking at the sign of Pisces. This is including ruling our intuition and disillusion and fantasy. So we can kind of see how it might mesh and kind of make things a little wonky. You might be perceiving things in a different way than what they actually are. Some things might be put on hold while people show up from the past, old situations, old projects, things like this might be popping up, okay? Now I really want to dive into what it is that the cards are saying for this Mercury retrograde. Again, it is going retrograde in the sign of Pisces, which is ruling this disillusion and fantasy and intuition. So we really have to remember that. And I'm really feeling to just kind of take things slow and make sure that you're understanding a situation fully before kind of jumping the gun, because we can kind of get wrapped up in that disillusioned energy with our communication and our logics not just being up to par to where they normally are. They're kind of slowed down a little bit at this point, okay? Now, what I'm feeling for this Mercury retrograde and what it is it's doing is to kind of come into a space of yourself where you are realizing that you are whole and capable of happiness and harmony and not fulfillment, but being like aligned within yourself, within the space that you are currently in. No matter how much healing you think you have to do, no matter how much work that you feel that you have to do to get to a certain point to where for your goals or where you want to be, but knowing to align with yourself within this moment of where you're at. Okay, and that is what this Mercury retrograde is working to do. Okay, and that's what I'm feeling. All right, now from the first spot that we have the which is where this energy is going to affect us the most physically. We have the Hero as well as the Nine of Fire, and this is really saying that it's like going to bring this slowdown of you wanting to do for everyone else and kind of go out and save everybody else, and kind of go within and look at your own stuff and look at what's going on within you, what's best for you, what do you need to be doing for you, where is your mental state at, where is your emotional state at, where are you at energetically, instead of trying to be going out and being this savior for everybody else all the time because you feel that they need you. It's almost this time where you feel like it is time for you to be focusing on yourself and seeing what it is that you have to do for you, okay? Now, how this energy is going to affect us mentally, we have the Four of Fire, okay, and Ogun. And this is saying that mentally you are feeling that it is time for you to take action on the things that stand in your way, the things that are blocking you from propelling forward, even if they seem like a really big block, or if it's just something that you feel that is standing in your way. You feel like it's kind of time to take action and just clear that out, move past them, kind of hurdle over them, whatever the case is for you. You're kind of just feeling like it's time where you might have been stagnant before. You're feeling really propelled to to deal with your own stuff that's kind of standing in your way. So it might not be a physical obstacle, like a physical obstacle that is keeping you from getting a job or whatever the case might be. It might be an internal obstacle that you have to get over. It might be fear. It might be something that was trauma based. Nevertheless, you're feeling that it's time to remove these issues and these obstacles out of your way, out of your conscious, out of your subconscious, and be done with them. And again, this is what Mercury retrograde is working for us is working to do for us. This is why we have this slowdown where we are not outward, not very like in a space to outwardly communicate with others and be doing, like using our logic to do. Mercury is asking us to go inward and check the self, okay? And that's why this happens so many times periodically throughout the year. Now, how this energy is going to affect us emotionally, we have the Maiden and Oshun. And I really just feel like with this, we are seeing the energies of being pulled to being carefree and exploring and experimenting on what it is that's bringing us pleasure and making us feel good in the physical. And this is taking the time to emotionally recharge on what is it that feels good to you. She's exploring in the woods and finding new things. And Oshun here is sitting in her favorite space, at the foot of a waterfall with her, her favorite things. Okay, so this is showing that they are taking the time to really enjoy and be physically present within the moment and being refreshing and recharging themselves and taking the time to feel good and to feel essentially feel full and to just feel good and fulfilled within the moment, like sensually, emotionally, all of that. So you're taking the time, basically this is saying that you're taking the time to kind of really connect and be in the present within the things that make you feel good, that you can be carefree, let go of all your burdens and just be in the physical and enjoy what it is that you are doing, okay? This is what Mercury retrograde is asking us to do on an emotional level. Kind of, again, we are in a space where Mercury is like, slow down on the logics, slow down on outwardly communicating, focus on inward. What is making you feel good? What is it that you like? Okay, you have to remove past these blocks, but we also need to be able to feel good too. We're recharging ourselves. We're trying to come to a place where we are aligned within the self, specifically where we are within our healing, within where we are in our social stature, where we want to be, all of that, to be aligned with where you are physically in the moment and making yourself, enjoy this space, enjoy life in this sense, okay? Now, how to work with this energy, we have the Self card as well as the Moon. So again, working with this energy, we can see her going within, and there's all of these different aspects. We see the dragons coming up. We see the doves down here, are up here, and the doves are symbolizing her, the messages, that she is hearing, and the dragons are symbolizing the passion that is coming from here, or it could be anger. It could be whatever that it is that you have to work on within the self. Okay, that you're hearing these messages and you're working on with what is going on within. And this is what is bothering you emotionally, what is bothering you mentally, the things that you've kind of need to push out of your way to kind of get rid of, that you are focusing on, that you are going inward and you're looking at these things and looking where there is illusion here, looking where there is sadness, looking where there is harsh truth that we need to kind of come to realize. How have you been blocking yourself? How have you been letting your pain self-destruct the path that you want to be on? All of this, Mercury retrograde is asking you to go through all of this, to clear this up, to get rid of it, throw it away. Every time we see a Mercury retrograde, this is a piece of it, okay? Now, the conclusion cards that we have are the Three of Fire and the Man. And with this, I was really seeing is whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, even within this Mercury retrograde of what it is that you're trying to let go, or whatever that you are being divinely pulled to literally have faith and to move forward. Times are going to be scary. Things are going to get confusing. You're not always going to be able to see everything 100% clearly as you feel that you should or that you can, or whatever the case may be, is to go forth after what it is that you are being pulled towards divinely at this time. Go after that and have faith in what that looks like for you. Again, because there is going to be things that might come up that seem scary. Now, of course, I pulled supporting cards for this message, and we have Temperance, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And what I'm really seeing within this is that we must balance, where we are. We must balance where we are and where we want to go and find balance within that. We must balance the healing that we've done and the healing that we still have to do. We must balance all of this, because ideally we're trying to get to this place where you would normally see happiness within here, but here today I see like healing, like celebration, like it's finally done. I finally achieved this. I finally worked through this. Because when we are looking at balance and temperance coming in, it's saying make sure that you are, of course, not focusing on just what it is that you have to do and just do, because that's what you're being told to do. There's balance with everything. So one, we are doing the work that needs to be done so we can get to this place where we're like, yes, finally, I'm finally free of this. But we're also taking the time to enjoy enjoy pleasures again of sensuality and being full, because and emotionally and physically and sensually full, because yes, we're working on things that we need to release, that we need to let go of, that are kind of standing in our way from where we are trying to go, whether that be emotionally or physically. That we have to be able to feel good as well. We have to be able to enjoy the moment and feel good as well. And that these messages that you are seeking for, and the things that messages that you are trying to get to come in, things that you might be impatient on, that they're going to come in. But you have to, again, realize that one, our rotation of our planet of technology and logics and communication is slowing down. So our messages that we're receiving, these text messages, these phone calls, messages from other people, just these conversations, they're going to come in, but they're kind of being put on hold right now. So please be aware of that. If you are not getting a response or a phone call or something that it is that you're waiting for, just be open to the fact that knowing that things are kind of in a slowed state, and it might just be taking longer for that delivery. So don't let that put on, oh my God, it's not coming. Oh my goodness, I was really counting on this, or whatever the case may be. The messages that you're waiting for, even if they're from spirit, they're going to come. They're just on delay, and there's other stuff that is taking priority right now. So make sure that you're going to get through these things that kind of come up. And then when you're faced with decisions that come from the past, it might be something that you asked for before, or something that you decided that you wanted to do before, and it kind of seemed like it wasn't going to come in, or it didn't work out, and then you might be doing something different now, and then that thing kind of tries to come back. Well, then we factor, why is this coming back in? Is it because I need to give it another chance, or is it because Mercury Retrograde is coming in? What is it that I actually want? Do I want this new thing that I'm doing now more than what I had asked for previously? Or is it because I'm doing this new thing now because I thought I wasn't going to get what I asked for previously? And factor that in as well, okay? And I hope that this video is very beneficial to everybody who watches it. And if you need any more clarification, please do not hesitate to contact me. And if you feel like you need a reading specifically for yourself, again, please do not hesitate to contact me. I would love to work with you all. Everybody, please have a great